Hey guys, it's day 135 of being a boy, and we just won the judgment in the Supreme Court! Now, I know folk are going to be all like, but Chad, why are you so happy about this when, all the mainstream trans organisations are really sad and threatening to, join the 41% or, lead an insurrection or something? And, well, the reason is the ruling actually protects trans dudes like me. For a start, I've got maternity protections if I became a seahorse dad, which could totally happen, by the way, because I totally have tons of penis and man cave sex. Tons. There was a whole load of Calvin Klein models here, stayed over last night, and I shagged every single one of them, and they all said I was super manly and sexy, but you can't meet them, though. They're all gone. They all went way down spoon stick rabbits. Yeah, anyway. They live in Canada. Who would have known them? They got their life number school. And also, if I got caught and get sent down for shoplifting sweeties and cider for the ScotMed, or driving Aiden's big brother GTI too fast and not paying the fines, then I would get sent to Court and Vale instead of Barlinnie, so I wouldn't have to be with all the real dangers and all the really scary, violent cis men. And if I do end up in Court and Vale, they're not going to have any rapists put in there either, even if they identify as girls. So I'll have a pretty easy ride. And the best bit is, the whole thing that kicked this case off in the first place was about the representation on public boards, about the Scottish Parliament saying that if a trans woman has got a GRC, then she can sit on a public board and that could count towards the quota of women on the board. But that means that I count as a woman on public boards. So I could totally sit on the government boards and join the gravy bus. So then I qualify for public funding and I can get all sorts of money and I can buy my own scale electric. I won't need you anymore, Dad. You can fuck off. Not that I've ever actually needed a father figure in my life. I turned out totally fine and well adjusted. But I do want to stay electric. Now I can buy my own. I assume that's why he's back in the country, so drop off my scale electric. He's not stopped by. You think he could come on once in a while, but never mind. So I'm gonna go get applying for public boards membership. Love ya.